return again and again to love, to love, to love. We return again to love. We return. We return. We return. Return again and again.
Good evening, Shabbat Shalom, and welcome. You can see our new ark. One ark is still at the Valar. The other ark is already for our bar bat mitzvah tomorrow morning. So cleverly, we figured we could still put the Torah up there for all of us, like the old days. So we don't need another ark. Don't donate a third ark. We're good with all of that. But it's good to see all of you, and welcome to so many people that are watching us from far away. We begin with our candle lighting. If someone would like to light candles for us. Michelle, the cantor sings, you light.
Nancy
Sure.
and Stuart and Lindsay, you could come too. And Ziva, why don't you guys come up since your bar mitzvah's next weekend?
Oh my gosh, is it next week?
Yeah. Yeah. It's next weekend. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
May the Shabbat candles that we now light inspire us to see justly and gently, look honestly and with kindness, and to see what's holy in each other. As we continue, Hinei Ma Tov, the bottom of page 4, how good and pleasant it is to be together.
You can turn and say Shabbat Shalom or introduce yourself to someone sitting nearby. Or you can introduce yourself in the comments if you're watching online. Hinei ma tov u'manayim shavet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov u'manayim shavet achim. Hinei ma tov shavet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov shavet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov u'manayim 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 shavet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov, ya la la, ya la 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 la. Hinei ma tov, ya la la, ya la 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 la. Hinei ma tov u'manayim שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
So we read in the book of Psalms that the rivers lift up their voice and they raise a mighty roar. Eternal God of all that exists, every Shabbat we gather together and read with awe the voices of the rivers and the mighty waters. We contemplate with wonder the beauty and glory described in the book of Psalms. But this Shabbat we cannot read these words calmly, because in these days as floods are claiming lives and your creatures of every age, of every economic status, every religious conviction, they see and they tremble at what the water has done. So strengthen those who gather to rescue them, protect them, and heal them in this pressing time of need. And together, we pray on this Shabbat that we'll be able to return to a peaceful contemplation of the Psalms for the holidays to come and for the Shabbat next week. We continue Shalom Aleichem, the top of page 8, as we welcome the angels of peace.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boechem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzidchem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
And arriving in Jerusalem, the pilgrims lifted their eyes to the mountains. They cried out in unison, "From where does my help come?" The top of page 12 as we join together with the cantor.
Shamayim va'aretz, Ezri me'im Adonai. Oseh shamayim va'aretz, Esaynai el harim. Me'ayin me'ayin yavo Ezri, Esaynai el harim. Me'ayin me'ayin yavo Ezri, Ezri me'im Adonai. Oseh shamayim va'aretz, Ezri me'im Adonai. Oseh shamayim va'aretz.
I think eventually we're going to get sophisticated enough that we'll have them call in their requests for the tunes that we want to do, but we aren't there yet. We don't have a phone.
Well, I can arrange that if that is what you would like.
We should. Page 16 is we welcome the Sabbath bride. We join together, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala P'nei p'nei Shabbat nikavela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala P'nei p'nei Shabbat nikavela. La 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 lecha dodi likrat likrat kala P'nei p'nei Shabbat nikavela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala P'nei p'nei Shabbat nikavela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad Hishmiyanu el meyuchad Adonai echad u'shema echad לשם תפארת ולתחילה, לה 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 לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור המרחה, מראש מקדם נסוכה. סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לה 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 לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה, כמצפיר מתוך ההפכה, רב לך שבט בעמק הלכה, והוא יחמול עלייכם, לה 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 לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
The bottom of page 18, we rise, face the rear of the sanctuary as we greet the Sabbath bride.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, לה 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 לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לה 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 לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
May be seated as we continue the top of page 21. We have the beautiful Psalm 92, the song of the Sabbath day, sung first in the temple in Jerusalem. We'll join responsively at the top of the page. It is good to give thanks to you, O Lord, to praise your name through song. Speak in the morning of your loving kindness and your faithfulness each night. The music of the lute and the harp, the melody of the lyre, I'll sing with my delight. We continue the bottom of page 20.
Tzadik tamar yifrach ke'erez bavanon yizken shetulim bevet Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvun beseva deshenim bera'ananim yehiu lehagid ki ashar Adonai Suri Melav Latabo.
As we turn to page 23, we have our wonderful reading of Just for Today. There's someone who would like to lead us responsively, that instead of me walking around and surprising you. I'll surprise you. Oh, Deirdre, you can do it for us. Thank you.
Just for today, I will live one day only, forgetting yesterday and tomorrow, and not trying to solve the whole problem of life at once.
Just for today, I'll be unafraid of life and death, unafraid to enjoy the beautiful and be happy. People are as happy as they make up their minds to be.
Just for today, I will adjust myself to what is and not try to adjust everything to suit me. If I cannot have what I like, I will try to like what I have.
Just for today, I'll be agreeable, cheerful, charitable, do my best to praise people for what they can do, not criticize them for what they cannot do. And if I find fault, I'll forgive it and forget it. Try not to improve nor regulate anybody except myself.
Just for today, I will have a plan. I may not follow it exactly, but I will have one. It will save me from worry, hurry, and indecision.
Just for today, I'll get people off my nerves and not get on theirs. I appreciate them for what they do and what they are.
Just for today, I will not show it if my feelings are hurt.
Just for today, I'll find a little time for quiet, to relax, to realize what life is and can be. Time to think about God and get a better perspective of myself.
Just for today, I will look at life with fresh eyes and discover the wonder of it. I will know that as I give to the world, so the world will give to me.
This is a Ziva moment.
This is a Mark and Ella moment. Surprise, you're coming to lead the bar.
Oh. Thank you.
All right, and please rise as we join together in our call to worship
you,
on
guys.
page 24, the Baruchu. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la.
Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la.
Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la.
Yai la 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 la.
Baruch es Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Thank you. What a nice surprise. You may be seated. In the top of page 28, as we continue, you've loved your people Israel with unceasing love. Ahavat Olam, we join together.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha avta, Amcha avta. Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu lemadata, Otanu lemadata. Alekein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachvenu, U'kumenu nasiach b'chukecha, V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, U'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, Ki ehem chayenu, Ve'orech yameinu, Uvahem negei yomam v'layla, negei yomam v'layla, Ve'ahavatcha al tasir, Mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael, Ohev amo Yisrael.
Now it's for
For the littlest Ziva in the room. and Maya and Lila.
And then the big Ziva's doing.
And the older Ziva will get to do Via Hafta right after that. So why don't you come on
Come
up
on up. It's the Ziva show.
too? The Ziva show.
Big Ziva can come right in here too.
You can do Shema with us too.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
Okay. We'll join with you. So go ahead.
בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם בבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וקרתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Was that a good warm-up for next week? Yes? Good. Okay. Let's continue on the top of page 32, responsively, in all that we are grateful for, in gratitude. As the sun sets slowly behind the mountains of Vail, we gather together appreciative of the many gifts we enjoy. This Shabbat, amidst the peacefulness of these surroundings, let us no longer focus on that which we desire, rather upon what we already savor, the quietness of the creek and the soft mountain air. We thank you each day for health of body, mind, and spirit. Let our daily actions reflect our gratefulness of our lives every moment with every breath. Let's recite our prayers surrounded by family and friends. Let us joyfully lift our voices in song, grateful to God who has given us the blessings of Shabbat. Middle of page 32, as we join with the cantor.
מי כמוך פעילים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מי כמוך פעילים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה.
Well, on this Shabbat evening, we seek peace and comfort to shield us from hatred and destruction that plague so many corners of our world and console those in needs. The top of page 34 as we join together, Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, ve'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, ve'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ushmor tzeiteinu, uvoeinu, lechaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Lehamidenu makenu lechaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Lehamidenu makenu lechaim.
As we read in the book of Exodus, in 6 days the Lord created the heavens and the earth, and on the seventh day he ceased from his work and rested. Page 36 as we join together, Vishamru.
Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Bein uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam, oti leolam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim Asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vaynafash Shabbat vaynafash, Shabbat vaynafash. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam.
There are those in our community who are in need of healing of body, mind, or spirit. If you have a loved one or someone in your life in need of healing, please feel free to share their name aloud as we move about the sanctuary, and we also keep within our prayers those in Florida that have gone through such a difficult time as well. As we continue the top of page 38 with Mishaberach.
Mishaberach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
Keep in our thoughts and prayers Gail Balin, Sue Beiser, Linda Colin, Blanche Deutsch, Lynn Deutschman, Carol Ann Finn, Jane Friedman, and Steve Friedman, Deborah Goldman, Cliff Goldman, Jeff Goldsmith, Mike Herman, Ken Imler, Donald Jaffe, Warren Janowitz, Mary Sukatz, Skip Clowens, Herman Keek, Brian Kushner, Renee Levine, Rabbi Sue Levy, Charlie Levy, Renee Myers, Stephen Reese, Daniel Rosen, Chip Ruth, Roberta Scheller, and Sam Schwartz, Bernie Shavitz, Ann Sheldon, Bill Silvers, Dina Stempler, Maury Strauss, Susie Talley, Alan Tenenbaum, Tevi Wellens, Goldie Wetcher, and Mickey Winokur.
Mishaberach renewal, Shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
And as we turn to page 40 and rise, Ziva again, we continue with the Reader's Kaddish. You won't even have to come next week for your bat mitzvah. Yikada me rabba.
Amen. Biama devra kiote biama mahote.
V'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayedecho beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv.
V'imru. Amen.
Yesh merabba mevarach. Le'alam v'lam me'omaya.
Yitzbrach, Yitzbrach, Vishtabash, V'yapar v'yamam v'yaseh, v'yatadar, v'yatale, v'yatalon, shemei t'gusha brechu. Le'elam yinkor brechata, b'shirata,
Tushbechata v'nechemata, Tamiran b'yalma.
V'yimru.
Amen. Thank you. Be not afraid of silence. It's more powerful than the unpolished word. It allows God's voice to be heard and allows tears and doubt to tumble out. We continue the top of page 42 with the cantor, then silently through page 57.
Adonai. Ananana svatai tiftach. Ananana ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Ananana Adonai. Ananana svatai tiftach. Ananana ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Ananana Adonai. Ananana svatai tiftach. Ananana ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha.
may be seated when you've completed the Amida. So we continue with our prayer for peace on the bottom of page 56 and join with the cantor, Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom b'mrama, Uyaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
We've had a lot of messages the last week or so. Most of our thoughts turn toward Rosh Hashanah, but we have these 10 days in between the holidays, and it's a special time of contemplation and thought. And I was reading a story about a man who walked from California to New York for charity. This is not that uncommon. Usually it's a bike ride, but this person chose to walk. And he was greeted by a group of reporters, and one of the questions that he was asked was, what was it that bothered you the most during your walk? And the reporters expected he would say, well, crossing the Rocky Mountains, that was probably the worst part. Or the heat of the desert, or when I had to go through a crowded city. But the man, however, said the greatest obstacle that he suffered were the pebbles in his shoes. Now, it's none of the large things that stopped him in his tracks, only the pebbles that plagued him all the way. Now, it's the little deficiencies, the minor weaknesses, the small transgressions that we have to get used to over time. This is what interferes with our path and our path that we have toward a better life. If we're to look back into history, it's fascinating to study Marshal Pétain. He was a French hero of World War I. But it was in later years, during the beginning of World War II, where he made a pact with the Nazis. Now, General Charles de Gaulle explained, why would he commit such treason? Here's a hero of France. Why would he go and work with the Nazis? And he said, well, the years had gnawed away at his character. Hard to understand, but many of us have the strength to resist the large temptations. But what about the little hypocrisies or the minor acts of dishonesty? That's always a different matter. So in the Torah, in our portion this week, there's an explanation why the Israelites became less and less and less committed towards their faith, which made it more annoying to Moses as he continues his speeches. You see, religion, it doesn't go out from our lives with this large blowout, but we lose faith by a small leakage. Our selection in Deuteronomy says, when they have plenty to eat and grow fat, they'll turn to other gods and worship them. So some of us allow many small neglects to dissolve our faith. Our faith evaporates in small doses of abandonment. But religion in our country, Judaism here in the valley, we're never going to lose out for lack of respect or lack of what's being offered. But rather it's our daily habits and our commitment to our faith, and it just tends to evaporate in very small doses. Well, the same is true with character. It's the little lies, it's the little half-truths. We acclimate ourselves to this, and it just seems to be so normal to do these things, and eventually it wears down our sense of integrity. So over time, we manage to deplete our sensitivity, and we don't even realize what's right or what's wrong. We lose the threshold of our obligations and our compassion. So in just a few days for Yom Kippur, we're going to hear the cantor sing, V'al Kulam, that God will of course, forgive our scarlet sins. That's the big stuff. But before the gates close at our Nila prayers, we should worry and we should consider, I think, the gray derelictions that we have, the dull, sensational ones, those indiscretions that they just don't stand out like the mountains. Well, there was a man in the jungle who once prayed, "Oh Lord, deliver me from the gnats because I can take care of the elephants." So we prefer to ponder the eternal problems of human life and overlook the small stuff. And that's why Yom Kippur comes to us, because we have that whole day to think about the small stuff. A shepherd was asked, how was it that his sheep stray away and get lost? And he answered, they nibble themselves lost. Well, let's not let the small stuff whittle away at our spirits and take these 10 days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur to think about the small stuff, because the big stuff will take care of itself. I'm going to pause as we welcome the president of the congregation for announcements as he welcomes all of you.
Shabbat Shalom to everybody here and everybody watching us in the 25 states and Canada that we have members. We welcome you all tonight. We've still got a lot going on. Kol Nidre is going to be Tuesday at the Vail Center, 7 p.m. First come, first serve seating. We expect a full house, so please come. And the cantor and the rabbi have a wonderfully spiritually meaningful service planned for Kol Nidre and Yom Kippur, followed by Nila at the Edwards Interfaith Chapel on Wednesday at 5 o'clock. There is a community break fast. Please make a reservation. A couple other things going on that we want to highlight. The cantor's hosting the annual Sukkah building at her house on Sunday. Seth and Michelle is inviting everybody, especially anybody with children. Please RSVP for the potluck brunch. October 20th, we're going to be in Denver for the 150th anniversary of B'nai B'rith of Colorado. B'nai Vail will have a presence. I welcome anybody that wants to join us to please come, and we look forward to a wonderful time. And Sukkot service will be October 7th at the Vail Chapel. With that, we look to see everybody Tuesday and Wednesday. And I think we're going to have...
Yep. All right. So, as you guys heard in today's, that the Torah portion this weekend, there's an anxiety about the future of the Jewish people, and that going back to the time of Moses, and that still exists today. I was today in Denver this morning because B'nai Vail was added to the board of the Jewish Community Relations Council. We're sitting next. We're one of very few congregations invited. I was sitting next to the ADL, HIAS, big organizations that were there. And it starts off with a small devar from the rabbi, Rabbi Strayer, who we've met. And he was talking about this Torah portion about the work that they do is not because we're worried about the Jewish future today or tomorrow, and not even for our children, but maybe for our grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And that's why the JCRC exists. If you've ever heard about elected officials going on trips to Israel, and you wonder who does it, that's who does it. Every other year they bring elected officials to Israel. They also, if you're familiar with the Secure Community Network, they came and did our free security training. JCRC does that. They do outreach. They're the representative of the Jewish community to the outside world, whether it be in politics or whatnot. And so I'm the representative of B'nai Vail at the JCRC. And we just got added today. So if you want to find out more, let me know. We're the only mountain community that has a board member, and there is a board seat for Aspen, but they don't have anyone there. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's great. We did mention that Sukkot's coming, but we don't have a sukkah because there is no place to put it up. They've totally torn out the backyard, and they've gutted the downstairs for the kitchen and everything. So we will have a lulav and etrog, and we will have a symbolic sukkah inside here.
If you want a less symbolic sukkah, you'll have to come to my house. We'll have a sukkah there, but we don't have you can't very well put it in the pits in the backyard.
And Break the Fast will be great. It's the Futernick family that sponsors our Break the Fast. We have 150 people that have already reserved to come for Break the Fast, and it should be really wonderful. We return to our prayer books now for Elena as we rise, page 60, and join together to open the ark. That's it. Elena shabeach ladon hakol latet gedula liotzer breshit lo asanu kigoye aratzot lo samanu kimishpachot adama shalo samcho kenu kohem
וקור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים
ומשתחווים ומודים
לפני
מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני מלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא אדוני אחד ושמו echad. At this moment, in memory of our loved ones who are no longer with us, we join hands in love and remembrance. A link has been broken in the chain that bound us together, yet strong bonds of home and love hold us one to another. In solemn testimony to that unbroken faith which links the generations one to another, we call to mind those whose yahrzeit we observe this month. Stephen Adoccio, Max Beldick, Harold Berger, Donald Berger, Pinya Bobro, Jules Bronstein, Ralph Cerny, Helen Cohn, Martin Colton, Harold Daskin, Michael Deutschman, Israel Azursky, Ida Finkelstein, Beatrice Fox, Herbert Friedman, Rosalind Friedman, Alan Frummer, Max Gelfand, Harry Gerson, Frida Goldberg, Florence Goldstein, Bessie Goldstein, Stella Gordon, Jacob Green, and Roma Green, Louis Halpert, Mary Ellen Hape, Harris Herman, Greg Hanzo, David Jadwin, Lynn Kahn, Solomoni Kalishkun, Lily Kaplan, Arthur Kleinstein, Kitty Koplovic, Grace Coopersmith, Mildred Kernblum, Sidney Ladd, Dr. Stanley Allen Leonard, Paula Lessing, Leonard Levenstein, Emil Levitch, Frankie Levitch, Marvin Lichter, Maurice Lipnick, Marilyn Lipnick, Stanley Miller, Bernard Minko, George Molina, Louis Neperant, Eugene Parr, Bernard Pocker, Lester Pokros, Milton Podrat, Nancy Polishuk, Aileen Putterman, Frida Ratner-Meyer, Nathan Reichman, Leo Rosen, Rosalind Ross, Melvin D. Sachs, Erwin Schwabe, Lenore Shapiro, Marilyn Shevelson, Fern Shear, Martin Spector, Milton Spiro, Thomas Stoffel Sr., Richard Swig, Edith Swirsky, Joseph Tal, Joseph Weinstein, Lorraine Weinzimmer, Mildred Weiss, Mac Wellens, Gabriel Wolf, Francis Zaleski, and Izzy Zelkin. And our condolences for the loss of Gail Gerber, Ruth Kushner, and Toba Weinstock. If anyone else is observing yahrzeit this month. Thank you. The mourner's Kaddish can be found in our prayer books on page 64, and those who wish may join with me as we say, Yitz Gadal v'Yitz Kadash Shemei Rabbah, B'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, V'agalav izman kariv v'imramein. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam omeo maya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, Yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudisha brechu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imramein. Yehei Shlomo Rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imramein. Oseh shalom b'imramav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imramein. You may be seated. Look forward to seeing many of you next week for our Yom Kippur services, or even this Sunday from 9 to 11, putting up a sukkah, which is it's a wonderful time. And for directions, you can just check with us. we don't have any food to serve. I think we have challah and wine afterwards. So that's and next week, huh? Ziva, we're gonna.
That one's Maya.
No, I was saying for Ziva.
Oh, for this.
Yeah, next week for Ziva.
Like, I don't know. I don't know what
No, Ziva will see you next week right here. We look forward to celebrating your bat mitzvah. And that's Maya, I know that one. Adon Olam, I'll let you choose the tune.
All right. Any Adon Olam preferences for this evening? All right. Adon Olam.
Masher Malach, Terem Ko, Yetzer Nivra, Nasa, Efsakol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Acharei, Kichlot HaKol, Levado Yimloch Nara Adon Olam, Hu Haya, Hu Hove, Hu Yeh B'Tifara Adon Olam, Sher Malach, Terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Yet Nasa, Sakol, Azam Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Chad, Adi Takli, Lo HaOlira, Benat Kosi Beyom Ekra, Yado Af Kidruchi, Tishan V'Ya'ira, Imruchi, Ti Adonai Li Veloira, Shana, Shana, apples and honey on Rosh Hashanah. Sweet New Year, honey on Rosh Hashanah. And we rise for a blessing. Adonai Ozli Amo Yatain, Adonai Varechet Amo V'Shalom. The Lord grant strength unto his people. Bless all peoples with peace. Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, v'tei avon. Shabbat shalom. Bam.